I'm pulling up to my ranch, lights off on my cruiser, when a 911 call crackles through, some woman screaming about vandalism and toxic dumping on my land. And there's Linda Carver, Oak Ridge Meadows HOA president, waving her phone like a war flag, demanding I arrest. Well, me. She didn't know I, Sheriff Will Harper, own this place. And her months of harassing me with fake rules were about to end with her in cuffs, her power washed out like dust in a storm. This wasn't just about a call, it was about a bully who thought she could rule my life, my land, and never pay a price until I showed her the law doesn't bend for a clipboard. This all kicked off last spring in Willow Creek County, a quiet pocket of Montana where the plains stretch wide, the air is clean. And my 100-acre ranch sits like a dream I earned after 20 years of city cop work. I'm Will, 48, sheriff here, a guy who'd rather mend fences than make speeches. My wife, Clara, 45. A schoolteacher with a laugh that cuts through my gruff, keeps our old farmhouse alive. She's the one who'll call me out while planting tomatoes. I bought this land for peace, a place to hear the wind. Watch my dogs, Buck and Sadie, chase rabbits, maybe raise some cattle. The ranch, with its creaky barn and clear creek, was my escape, bordered by old ranches on 3 sides. But the fourth, there's the trouble, touches Oak Ridge Meadows, a shiny new subdivision with houses so uniform they look stamped out. My land's older than their cul-de-sacs by a century. Zoned agricultural, free of their HOA script, and I checked every deed, every map, to be sure. I'd sit on my porch, Buck snoring, thinking, this is mine, hard won, untouchable. Then Linda, mid-50s. All silk scarves and sharper sneers, took over the HOA and decided my ranch was her personal project, not for aesthetics, but for control, to flex her title, to prove she could make anyone kneel. Even a sheriff. It started small, a letter in my mailbox, fancy Oak Ridge Meadows paper with a pine cone logo, like their royalty. It said my barn's faded blue was non-compliant with their color palette, demanding a repaint. I chuckled, figured it was a mix-up, tossed it in a drawer. A week later, another arrived. Signed by Linda Carver, HOA president, claiming my old cottonwood tree, its branches stretching over their perfect lawns, was a nuisance, shedding leaves, a hazard they wanted cut down. That tree's been here since my grandpa's day, sturdy as faith, and I wasn't touching it. I sent back a polite note, attached my deed, explaining my ranch isn't theirs, and legally. They could trim branches on their side, but the tree stays. I thought, case closed, but Linda wasn't asking, she was ordering, and my no was like tossing a match in dry grass. Soon. I'm fixing a fence near their backyards, and there she is, in yoga gear and a visor that screams country club, snapping photos of me, my barn, my tractor, not hiding it. Just glaring like I'm a trespasser on my own land. I wave, need something, ma'am? She sniffs, spins, and marches back to her beige mansion, her Range Rover gleaming like a trophy. That's when I knew, this wasn't a mistake, it was a campaign, and Linda was coming for me. The letters kept coming, each nastier than the last. One griped about my 6 cows' odor. Like 100 acres can't hold a breeze. Another demanded a $10,000 fence to shield her residents from my ugly ranch, citing fake county rules. I'm a sheriff, I know the law, so I fired back. Registered mail, with plat maps, zoning codes, proving my land's mine, outside her reach. The return receipts came, her signature a shaky scrawl, like she was mad I dared reply. My neighbor, old Tom Grayson, a rancher whose family's been here forever, stopped by, grinning. Met Queen Linda yet? She's got half Oak Ridge scared to plant roses without her nod. He warned she'd hounded his nephew in the subdivision, fining him for a blue mailbox, and now she's after me, an outsider, thinking she can stretch her rules past her fence. I started a file. Every letter, every date, a sheriff's habit. Knowing a mosquito like Linda doesn't just buzz, it bites. I added trail cams along my fence, not to spy, but to catch her if she stepped over, because her type doesn't stop at words. Sure enough, she escalated. I'm out checking my herd one morning, and there's Linda, 50 yards off, with another HOA lady. Pointing, gesturing, even using binoculars like I'm some wildlife exhibit. It'd be funny if it wasn't so bold, her standing on my land, acting like she owns it. Then one Saturday, I'm getting a new well pump installed, the old one coughing its last, and Linda storms over, 20 feet onto my property, yelling at the crew, "Stop this commercial nonsense. It's against our covenants." Her husband, a twitchy guy I called Mr. Meek, hovers behind, wringing his hands, looking like he'd rather vanish. The crew chief, Hank, a local who's seen it all, says, "Ma'am, this is Sheriff Harper's land, not yours." I walk up. "Linda, we've done this dance. You're trespassing. My ranch isn't your HOA. Her face goes red. "I'm the president. This racket's ruining our community." I point to the fence. "Your rules stop there. Get off my land, or we've got a problem." She snaps. "I'll call the sheriff." I nod. "Go ahead. But check your map first." She storms off, Mr. Meek scurrying, and Hank shaking his head. She's a live one, sheriff. That afternoon, a county code officer shows, young, awkward, saying someone reported illegal drilling. I show my permit, the boundary lines, explain Linda's game. He apologizes, files a no-violation report. But I'm not surprised. She's weaponizing the system, and my file's getting thicker, her trespass on cam, her words noted, my patience gone. I'm starting to feel it, not just irritation, but that old cop instinct, the one that knows trouble's brewing when someone's too bold, too sure they're above it all. Linda's not just a neighbor, she's a problem, abusing her title like a crown. And I'm not here to bow. I'm adding every scrap to my binder, knowing she'll push harder, and I'm ready, because peace isn't just quiet. It's earned, and I've earned this land. Then it hits. A Tuesday afternoon, sun scorching. I'm on duty at a fender bender 15 miles out when dispatch crackles. 911 call, hysterical woman, says timber theft and toxic dumping on HOA land near your ranch. Sheriff. My gut twists. She's done it. Linda's called the law, claiming my land's hers, accusing my hired hands, the Carter brothers, of crimes they didn't commit. They're clearing dead pines, planting saplings, all on my dime. Nowhere near the creek she's whining about. She describes my beat-up Ford as derelict, the Carters as suspicious, spinning a tale of environmental ruin. I radio back. "I'm closest. I'll take it. Send Deputy Cole for backup. Body cam on." I'm driving, lights off, feeling it, not just anger, but clarity, like a case breaking open. Because Linda's handed me the rope to hang her with, and I'm about to tie the knot. I pull up, cruiser quiet, and there she is, Linda, in pink leggings and a visor, waving her phone like a sword. Parked half on my land, screaming at the Carters, who were standing calm, chainsaws off, looking like they've seen a ghost. Mr. Meek's by her Range Rover, head down, like he's praying for a sinkhole. Linda's on with dispatch. It's an ecological disaster. "Send everyone." I step out, badge gleaming, and her head snaps my way, eyes lighting up, thinking her savior's here. She doesn't know me in uniform, doesn't see Will Harper, just a cop to do her bidding. "Officer, thank God." She shrieks, charging over. "Arrest these vandals. They're wrecking HOA land, dumping poison in our creek." She points at the Carters, who glance at me, confused but steady. I keep it cool. "Ma'am, what's the problem?" She puffs up. "Criminal destruction. HOA president. This is ours." I look her dead in the eye. "No, ma'am, this is my ranch. I'm Sheriff Will Harper, the owner." Her face freezes, jaw dropping, like her brain's rebooting. "You?" She scoffs. "That's impossible. You're confused. This is Oak Ridge land." I unclip my ID, hold it up. No confusion. "Linda, this is my home. These men work for me, and you're trespassing." Making a false 911 call. Her eyes dart, color draining, her certainty crumbling like bad plaster. No, you can't be both," she stammers. "But I'm done playing. You've harassed me for months. Trespassed, lied about crimes, and now you're wasting emergency resources. I've got a file, letters, cams, your signature." Deputy Cole pulls up, cam rolling, and Linda's wild now. "This is a conspiracy. You're covering up your dumping." I step closer. "Linda Carver, you're under arrest for misuse of 911, false reporting, trespassing, and after you grab Joe's arm, assault." She lunges at Joe. "Tell the truth." But Cole's quick, cuffing her as she screams. "Police brutality. I'm the president. I'll sue." Mr. Meek's frozen, muttering, "Linda, just cooperate." But she's a mess, mascara streaking, threats flying. I know people. Cole's calm, easing her to his cruiser, the cuffs clicking like a gavel. I turn to the Carters. "Sorry, guys, keep working." "You're good." Joe smirks. Another day in paradise, Sheriff. I nod to Mr. Meek. She's headed to jail. Follow if you want. He just nods, lost, as Linda's hauled off. Her Range Rover left like a relic of her reign. I'm driving back, Clara texting, heard you arrested the Queen, and I'm not laughing. Not yet. Just feeling the weight lift. My ranch safe. My badge heavy but right. At the station, Linda's a storm, demanding private cells, special meals, her lawyer, but Sergeant Maggie Holt, a 30-year vet, shuts her down. You're just another booking. Some calling for resignations. The HOA scrambles, their perfect image cracking like cheap paint. My file, letters, cams, 911 audio, Cole's footage, goes to the DA, airtight, no way out for Linda. She hires a big-shot lawyer, spins tales of civic duty, but the evidence buries her. She pleads no contest to misuse of 911 and trespassing, assault dropped because Joe's done with it. Fines. Probation, anger management, a no-contact order, and she's out as president, her name Mud. My lawyer sends the HOA a letter, hinting at a harassment suit, and they fold fast, issuing an apology. Training board members on boundaries, rewriting rules to respect my land. Oak Ridge changes overnight. Ellen Tate, a retired librarian with a green thumb, takes over, her letters plain, her rules fair. The fence line peaceful, neighbors nodding, not glaring. Clara's garden blooms, Buck and Sadie chase the breeze, and I'm home, not just a place, but a feeling, earned through every letter I saved. Every line I held. Looking back, Linda's saga feels like a bad dream. Her 911 call a desperate swing that landed her in cuffs, her own lies locking the cell. I didn't want to fight, just my land. My peace, but she pushed, thinking her title trumped law, not knowing a sheriff's ranch isn't a playground for power trips. It was work, long nights. Thick files, but seeing her face when those cuffs clicked, knowing her important people meant nothing, that was justice, not revenge, a line drawn clear as my fence. The community's better for it. Folks planting what they want, no more fines for wrong flowers, a quiet respect between ranch and subdivision, proof bullies fall when you stand firm with truth. But as I sit here, Buck at my feet, I wonder, Linda's gone, her board's tamed, but entitlement stubborn. A new HOA, a new Linda? Could they try again, testing boundaries somewhere else? My binder's ready, my badge polished. But peace isn't promised, it's guarded. Tell me in the comments. Dealt with an HOA tyrant? What's your line in the dirt? Like if this hit home, subscribe for more. Out here, we learned one thing. Know your land, keep your proof, and no calls louder than the law.